Hello, my name is Sophia from Handmade by Soph, and welcome to my first macrame jewelry tutorial here on YouTube. I'm here in the beautiful off-grid New South Wales where I live and work full-time as a macrame and silver jewelry artist. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful Labradorite pendant, and I'll also take you through everything that you need to get started. If you want to see more tutorials like this, don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram to stay up to date with all my latest jewelry collections. If you're interested about anything that I'm using, just check the description box and I'll have everything listed below. And lastly, of course, I hope you have fun, and if you have any questions, just let them know in the comments, and I hope to see you in the next video. So first we're going to take some cord to wrap our stone with. The amount of cord that you'll need will all depend on the size of your cabochon, but I really like to be generous with the amount of cord that I take just in case I miscalculate and need more than I thought. So first you're going to cut two long pieces. Mine were about 90 centimeters each. They don't have to be that long. You could easily do 60 centimeters as well. So cut two pieces of 60 or 90 centimeters, and then you're going to cut one long piece. My piece was about, would probably say 120 to 30 centimeters, something like this. Again, this will really depend on your cabochon size. The smaller the cabochon, the shorter the cord that you'll need, of course. Then you're going to take your macrame board or a clipboard, for example, if you don't have a handmade contraption like mine. Some people use a block of wood and two screws on each end. If you want me to do a tutorial on that, feel free to let me know in the comments and I can. So here we're going to start our first hitch knot. So we're going to leave the cord long and you're going to get it in the middle, and then you're going to make a hitch knot. So you go under over and then you pull through the two long tails to make a hitch knot. And then we're going to separate each end and we're going to weave hitch knots with both ends. So instead of only using one end, we're going to use two. And you're going to do that by going over and under. And then you'll grab your cabochon just to measure the width that you need for your stone. So here I'm just measuring to see how wide my bezel needs to be. Once you have determined the width, you're going to go under over again to make the final half hitch, to make a full half hitch. So you're going to start with over under, and then you're going under over. So I'm demonstrating again in a second. Just checking the width of your stone and your bezel. So we're going to go over under, over, and then pull tight. And you're going to continue that all the way until you have reached the desired length to wrap your entire cabochon. So over, under, over, and then pull tight. Once you have reached the length that you think you need, I just like to roll my cabochon along the length to see whether I have calculated properly. And then when you're ready, you can take it out. If you made it too long, just unpick it with a needle. And then we're going to just make two knots at the front. So a double knot to secure. And you're going to do the exact same thing at the back as well, making sure to be kind of gentle in this stage. If you're going to pull too tight, your cabochon will sort of pop out in places, so just be gentle. But then once you've done both sides, you can grab all four cord and pull really, really tight to make a really secure and neat finish. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off those two tail ends that we used to make the hitch knots, so not the ends that we just used to make the double knots to secure. Just cut those off and use your lighter to melt them down. Now you're going to create a knot for the back and front So you're going to get the tail ends each opposite side and create a knot at the back so that you have sort of tucked them away and have all the knots in the back and nothing in the front. And then you can cut those off and melt them away. And there you have your wrapped cabochon. Now we're going to cut thread to weave through the bezel. So these need to be about 60 centimeters. You're going to thread it through your needle, and then we're going to thread it through our bezel. So see these triangle shapes where the hitch knot meets at the top of the bezel? That's the knot that you're going to weave your cord through. So see that little triangle there, the top triangle with the hitch knot there? You're going to just weave that through. You'll see that those knots are the ones that are laying on the top. And you're going to continue doing that all the way around until you have covered each knot. Then you're going to pin down your work because we're going to start our design. You'll need to cut another piece of long cord about the same length as all the other cords were, but obviously double that because we're going to go around. So about 90 to 120 centimeters. And we're going to make half hitches along the entire stone. So how you do that is you grab your cord, you go over and then under, and you do that twice with each thread. So here I've done it with one thread. I move on to the next, and I keep going until I've reached the very bottom, and then we'll continue on the other side. Then once you have reached the bottom on both ends, we're going to secure the two sides together. So you're going to do that by just taking the previous long cord and doing 2 half hitches. Then we're going to place our first bead. So you're going to grab a cord on each side. So here I've grabbed the one to the right, and you're going to do 2 half hitches towards the right. Then grab the cord from the left and the cord on the left side of that cord and do 2 half hitches towards the left. Then you'll be left with 2 pieces of cord in the middle, and this is where we're going to place our bead. So the way that you thread the cord through the bead is towards opposite sides. So you'll grab your right cord and thread it through to the left, and you'll grab your left cord and thread it through to the right, so that you can place it just like that. To close, you're going to knot towards the center of the bead. So from the left towards the right and from the right towards the left. So the way that you have to think about it is you'll have to place whatever direction you're going in, that cord has to go underneath. See how that left cord, because we're going towards the left, is going underneath the lead cord? Then you're going to grab a lighter cord if you would like. You can also use the same color if you don't have any other colors. And we're going to create a little design on 4 pieces of cord that you'll need to separate from where we just placed the beads. So just count 4 strands up, and that's where we're going to create 2 half hitches by placing the cord. Just cinch the cord between your thumb and your index finger, and then do 2 half hitches. You'll have to make sure that you're going to place the cord that's attached to your work over the top of that new color, or if it's the same color, just so that you can do the half hitches, because a half hitch has to go under over. Once you have finished that, you're going to grab 3 more pieces of cord upwards, and you're going to place a small 2mm bead on the very last string. Then you're going to grab the cord just under that, and again we're going towards the left, so that means that the left cord has to go under. So do 2 half hitches, and then we're going to change direction towards the right and do 2 half hitches. Then you're going to start attaching it to the rest of your work. So grab the next cord under that is attached to your work and do 2 half hitches. We're going to do that once more, so grab another piece of cord and do 2 half hitches. Then we're going to change direction, so the left cord goes under and we're going to do 2 half hitches to change direction. Then you're going to grab the 2 cords that are left at the top and you're going to add a 2mm bead, and then again go towards the left, so the left cord goes under, do 2 half hitches, change direction, the right cord will go under, do 2 half hitches, and then connect it to the cords that were left on your when you change direction. So connect it to all of those pieces and then continue to connect it to the rest of your work for the last remaining 3 pieces of cord that should be there. And then we're going to change direction again by putting the left cord under and doing 2 half hitches. And then take the 2 cords up and attach a 2mm bead to the very top cord. And we're going towards the left again, 2 half hitches, and then change direction with the right cord under and doing 2 half hitches, and then again connecting to those pieces of cord, those 2 pieces of cord. You're then going to connect it to the 2 pieces of cord that we have left from where we placed the bead. So go ahead and place 2 half hitches for each of those cords. So if you can see here, the cord that you're attaching it to will always go under your lead cord. Once you have attached it, we're going to change direction again by going towards the left and placing 2 half hitch knots. And you're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Then you're going to take the top 2 cords, place a 2mm bead, and once again do 2 half hitches towards the left, and then change direction to do 2 half hitches towards the right. You're going to attach it to the next 2 cords that were left from your when you changed direction the previous time. Make sure that you connect it to this first cord, but also to this second cord that I'm showing here. That's really important to create a seamless finish. You have to do the exact same thing on the other side. Then you should have 2 long pieces of cord that are meeting each other, and just do 2 half hitches to connect those. Then separate 2 pieces of cord for each side and start doing 2 half hitches towards the left on the left side and 2 half hitches towards the right on the right side. Then you should be left with 2 pieces of cord in the middle, where again we will add a bead. To close, you're going to do 2 half hitches towards the bead. So for the left side it'll be towards the right, and for the right side it'll be towards the left. You're then going to connect and finish off the bottom, and that will be the bottom design on our cabochon finished. Then for the top design, you're going to need 10 pieces of cord on each side, and I've placed a 2mm bead on the very bottom string, and you're going to do 2 half hitches towards the right. Then you're going to make sure that you have 3 pieces of cord that you're going to skip, because we're going to create length and we'll need a gap. So here we're going to do alternating hitch knots. So we've just done the hitch knots towards the left, but we're going to alternate it now. So we're going to do 1 half hitch towards the right, and then cross over to do 1 half hitch towards the left, cross over to do 1 half hitch towards the right, and cross over again to do 1 half hitch towards the left. You're going to continue that 14 times. Then you're going to start attaching it to your work, so make sure you've skipped 3 pieces of cord and then attach it to the 4th piece of cord. You're going to attach it to another piece of cord, and then we're going to change direction. So cross over and do 2 half hitches towards the right. You're then going to take the 2 right pieces of cord and attach a 2mm bead to the very right piece of cord. You're then going to do 2 half hitches towards the right, cross over and do 2 half hitches towards the left. Attach it to the other pieces of cord that you were just working with. And then secure it to the 3 final pieces of cord on that side. You're then going to change direction by doing 2 half hitches towards the right. And you're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Then once you've finished the other side and we're back at the top, we're going to take the 2 pieces of cord on each side, attach a 2mm bead to the very left or very right cord, depending on which side you're working on. And we're going to do 2 half hitches towards the outer side and then crossing over towards coming in to our design. Making sure to attach it to the 2 pieces of cord we were working with before. And do the exact same thing on the other side. You're then going to attach the top together by doing 2 half hitches and securing both ends. Then take 2 pieces of cord on each side and we're going to attach a bead again. So starting on the left, you're going to do 2 half hitches towards the left. And then on the right, 2 half hitches towards the right, which will leave you with 2 pieces of cord in the middle, which is where we will attach our bead again. Then to close off, we're going to do 2 half hitches towards the center of the bead. If your bead is a little bit too big, you can do an alternating hitch knot to make a little bit more length, like I've done here. So you do 2 half hitches towards the center of the bead, and then cross over to do 1 half hitch towards the right, and cross over to do 1 half hitch towards the left to create a little bit more length, and then you can secure at the top. Then we're going to make our bail. So what we're going to do, we're going to continue exactly what we just did, but without adding a bead. So you'll take the left cord and do 2 half hitches towards the left. Then you'll take the right cord and do 2 half hitches towards the right. You're going to cross over and do 2 half hitches towards the center. And the same thing on the other side. Then you're going to connect those. And then you'll do the exact same thing 2 more times. Then we're going to attach our bail to our work, but first we're going to cut out the ends that we will not need. So you'll have 2 cords at the very top, and then 2 other pieces of cord sort of on the side. You're going to cut those off and knot them away. We're then going to attach those two pieces of cord that we have left. So the first pieces of cord I'm pointing out here. All that you have to do is just to make 2 double knots. You can sort of guide your bail to be in the right position, but make sure that both of those tail ends that you're using to create the double knots are distinguishable amongst all the other pieces of cord, because you'll want to tighten them a bit more later on. So make sure that you place them separate from all the other pieces of cord, because they can really easily get lost. Especially when you do the other side, just make sure that you know which pieces of cord belong to which knot. Otherwise you might pull on it and you'll pull on the wrong bits. So just tighten it really, really good at this stage. And we're going to cut all those loose ends and melt them away. I always like to leave the bail for last because it can get a little bit tricky if the pieces of cord are a little bit hidden away. So you can just sort of push the bail to the back a bit more so that the knots are a bit more exposed, and you can cut it a bit shorter and then have a nicer finish. So I'll just sort of push it to the back and melt it nice and evenly, and make sure to press down so that you get a nice finish. I then like to just take my flame and move it over my work just to make everything a bit of an even color. And that is the finished pendant. Now you can make a 3 or 4 stranded braid to make a necklace. If you would like to see a tutorial on that, just let me know in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and subscribe for more.